And welcome. I'm Maria Townsend. So excited because I've got great news today. We are actually highlighting that on your channel 111 is now Cleo TV. In our studios today with us, of course, is Camille Telemark-Bearden, and welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Not more excited than we are. She is an account executive with Cleo TV, and we're going to find out right now a little bit more about Cleo TV. So I actually found out that this particular station is targeted at a special group of people. Want to talk about that?
Yeah, absolutely, because it gives me a chance to kind of talk about myself.
There you go.
Cleo TV is an aspirational lifestyle network that targets women of the millennial and Gen X demographic. We offer lifestyle, travel, cooking programming for all women, but this is especially for women of color in those two demographics.
That's exciting. I don't know of a whole lot of networks or TV shows that are specifically targeted for millennial and Gen X together for African American women, so I'm kind of excited about that. I was watching and I thought to myself, that looks like me.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
That's pretty special. So how did that come about?
So we have to give our credit to TV1 General Manager Michelle Rice. It originally started as her brainchild. She has a daughter who was entering college, and she noticed that there was no program or not one destination that really reflected her daughter's lifestyle.
Okay.
Oftentimes we see all of our favorite shows and they're on several different channels, and we really wanted to create one place where women could find everything from cooking to travel.
Wow.
You know, a little salacious TV. You can be inspired and learn about entrepreneurship and how to, drive your career path. And so that's really how Cleo TV started. It was backed by data. We did several panel discussions, several surveys. The list kind of goes on and on.
So the numbers spoke. Millennials and Gen X African American women.
Absolutely. These women are still avid television watchers.
Oh, yes.
And they are looking for one place to go where they can get everything they need. And Cleo TV was born from that.
Well, let's talk about, there's a particular show that I like, Cleo Speaks.
Yes, Cleo Speaks.
Talk to me about that one.
It is absolutely one of my favorites. Aside from working with Cleo TV and TV1, I am an entrepreneur, and Cleo Speaks is a platform where we highlight these women who are successful in a number of different industries, and it's kind of that one-on-one conversation, just talking about how they got to where they are. So you hear kind of the good, bad, and ugly of their stories, and I think that, there's something that really resonates with everyone. It's something really inspiring and motivational about Cleo Speaks, and so it's been a really great add-on to the network.
I really like it. I actually watched the other day, and there was a lawyer who was speaking, and she talked about how it was a real journey for her.
Yeah.
And how she, as a spiritual being, she's very spiritual, but at the same time, she said she was in this world of men.
Yeah.
And how that was not necessarily the easiest journey in that industry.
Yeah, totally agree.
So, yeah, go ahead, speak about
I
that.
was just gonna support what you said. Oftentimes us as career women, we find ourselves being the only woman in the room. Sometimes you may be the youngest in the room. You may be one of very few people of color in the room, and it can be something that's very daunting and give you a little bit of anxiety. So just to hear those stories from women who have been where you are, and they're telling their testimony that they've made it, and they're, and
they're
successful, and they're okay. Absolutely. It gives someone that little bit of courage to just kind of push through adversity and really get to that next level.
I know one of the things that she talked about was the idea that she felt strange, but she didn't sing. I mean, I love that. She's like, well, I don't sing and I don't act, but I'm really good at what I do.
Absolutely.
And I thought that her speaking so strongly about that is encouraging to some other woman that looks like her, that also thinks, well, I don't sing, because the whole world, there's like how many shows
Right.
on television of people singing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what if your gift is just to love children? What if your gift is to be an attorney? What if your gift is to be a doctor and you are excellent at helping people to heal? Then those are important careers.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what I would do without a doctor when I get sick, but that's not necessarily always a person that's in the limelight.
Exactly.
So that's what I liked about the Cleo Speaks, because these women are strong Black women and they are professional women.
Indeed.
And some of them are entrepreneurs. So I'm just wondering if the owner was thinking about her daughter. What is it that her daughter now can even can she identify with these women, or is this something that she was thinking futuristic, that women can now relate to who they see on TV?
I think that if I could speak for Michelle, which
If
I
you
really
could.
can't,
If you could.
I would say that it's something that can help her daughter along her journey. I think her daughter is now a sophomore at Tuskegee, actually.
At Tuskegee,
and
okay.
so, you know, it's something she can always go back and look at as she's learning to find her way.
Mm-hmm.
She not only has wonderful examples like her mother or the women at the network that her mother is head of, or the women in her community, but she also has these, you know, career-driven women that she can also look up to and say definitively, these women are walking along the path in which I want to follow. It might be in my own industry, it won't be in that exact same lane, but there's something that she'd be able to pull from that. And you know, it just also kind of goes back to us naming the network Cleo TV. You know, it's derived from Cleopatra. You're
I was
talking
just
about,
going to ask you about that.
You're talking
Where
about
does Cleo come
strong
from?
women in history who have navigated and just kind of ruled the world or influenced the
Wow,
world. And
that's
Cleo
positive.
women are absolutely that.
Cleo TV, channel 111. You don't want to ever miss not one show, because Cleo speaks and it speaks to you. Let's talk about, when did we launch Cleo TV?
Cleo TV launched January of 2019, so it is not even a year old.
Brand new.
Absolutely brand new, coming on the 15th anniversary of the launch of TV One.
Wow.
And so what folks may not know is that Cleo TV and TV One are all part of the same umbrella company, Urban One, which was founded by the amazing Miss Kathy Hughes. You've got Radio
Amazing.
One and the whole like. And so we've been Cleo before we were even Cleo, just based
Look
on
at
our
that.
fearless leader.
That is
Absolutely.
amazing. So, Kathy Hughes, let's talk a little bit about her. What does she have to say about Cleo TV?
Oh, what hasn't Mrs. Hughes had to say about Cleo?
What hasn't she?
I mean, Mrs. Hughes is a very powerful woman.
Yes,
and
she is.
has a very commanding presence. So I think that Cleo TV being, you know, a great reflection of who she is. And who she has been to an entire industry, a trailblazer, a leader. I've never heard her say anything, you know, less than just great praise for the network.
That's
and we're
wonderful.
all very excited about the future of Cleo TV.
And I think you're right. I think that just you explaining about Cleo is Kathy Hughes.
Yeah.
It's like her all-inclusive.
Yeah.
And so it's a reflection of who she is, from TV One to Cleo to whatever is next. Do you have anything coming up? Do you all know of anything in the future? Are you thinking even past this? And I know this is brand new.
Yeah, so because Cleo is a brand new network, I would say that our first focus is really to just offer enough programming to keep you engaged. And we've started out with some amazing shows like Cleo Speaks and Just Eats with Chef JJ.
I know, I saw that one too. That food looks so good.
So good. And so I think the idea is just to really expand that content and have you come back for more. I know ultimately we live in a digital world.
Absolutely.
And so having that component where you can use your broadband to go online to mycleo.tv and, you know, get BTS and find out about new shows. And we've got a great, you know, social component as well. And you can get social and talk to other folks about Cleo TV. It's really really what's on the horizon, and we're trying to establish ourselves as that, premier network for millennial women of color. And so doing that on a social, a digital platform, a linear platform is what's most important for us.
I thought it was very interesting to blend Gen X and millennials.
Yeah.
Can you speak to that a little bit, those two particular generations?
Yeah, absolutely. I want to start with millennials because I feel like they get kind of a bad rep.
They do, don't they?
I am a millennial.
Yes,
I
you
am
are,
an
but you're
older
cute. You're cute. Go ahead.
I am an older millennial, but millennials, we expand across quite a couple decades.
Absolutely.
The youngest of us are just now reaching 20, with the older of us being 37, 38. But there really is that kind of middle ground between Gen X women and millennial women where we both love the same thing.
Absolutely.
What woman doesn't love to cook or learn about new cuisine? What woman in this age range, just 18 to 49-year-old age range, doesn't love to travel?
Absolutely.
And the amazing thing about these older millennial and Gen X women is that they've got the funds to do so. These are breadwinners of their households. They're influencers. And so these are the decision makers who watch TV. They pay for TV. It's not just mom's cable or dad's internet, And so we wanted to make something that felt really specific to them.
That is really interesting that you would say that because, and when I think about that, when I think about myself and my daughter, we fit into those two.
Yeah.
So that's like a perfect, so the things that she watches and the things that I watch sometimes overlap and sometimes not so much, but Cleo TV actually gives us the variety.
Absolutely.
So that we can watch some programmings together and not so much on other times. But I love that. So I was just kind of curious about that. I said, Gen X and millennials.
Yeah, no, same here. My mother is a Gen X woman, and there is something there for her. She's seen Cleo. She loves it.
Does she?
She loves it so much.
Wow,
and
that's
so
nice.
It's really a great opportunity for us to kind of connect on a deeper level than not just mom and daughter, but really coming into our own as friends as well.
Especially some of the types of shows that I saw, they deal with very interesting topics. It's not just identifying who I am and being strong, but there's all sorts of TV programs.
Absolutely. I mean, from a comedic standpoint, we have Everything Wrong that I've done in my 20s, which I think is just, if I could go back in time and talk to myself as an early 20-something trying to figure it out, I'd probably light years ahead at this point. And
don't do that.
I think we all kind of feel the same way. And then we've also got shows like Tough Love and Giants, Giants, which was an Emmy-nominated series that we acquired, and it just talks about the real of just coming to age and understanding that we live in a world where you can achieve anything and do anything. And as powerful and exciting as that is, it can also be very scary trying to navigate a new territory you might not be familiar with. And then we've also got shows like Lens of Culture, which is just a beautiful take on travel and having that insider's guide to some of the hot spots, domestically and internationally. And so
for when you want to travel.
Yeah, absolutely. Just having the opportunity to just touch on different parts of me in a way that makes sense. And I'd, be remiss if I didn't include Living by Design with Jake and Jazz.
Yes.
I am a home design
everybody
fanatic.
loves that.
I love it so much. And I always tell folks, Living by Design is a more realistic design show because we've seen,
from the highest of high that you can't afford.
Absolutely cannot afford. My husband is a professional ping pong player and I sell hula hoops and our budget is $2 million. That's not my reality.
That's not reality.
I don't have a Park Avenue a budget, and I'm not creating farm sinks and things like that. But I do have an IKEA budget that I'd like to make very nice.
Come on, not the IKEA.
In my apartment. I have a nice Walmart budget that I can
live
within right now. But I want something that's going to feel like me and beautiful, and also inspire me in my personal home or workspace to continue to reach for the things that I'm looking for.
I love that.
You just love all of the shows. They're so much fun.
Cleo TV, it's going to be, and it is now actually, on your channel 111. So if you haven't been watching, I encourage you to start today. Yes. Last but not least, is there anything that you'd like to say to the viewers that maybe you haven't said already that you think is so special about Cleo TV?
I would say that the one important takeaway about Cleo TV is that this is really a network for everyone, and it's a movement that I believe is just getting started. You know, Beyonce asked us who runs the world, girls, and I think we're just kind of taking that call and response, you know, to the next level. We want to teach young women, or women of all ages, honestly, that it's not just about that salacious reality programming, that you can be successful and live glamorously by achieving all types of dreams. And there are people who are in the space that look like you and that are speaking for you and on behalf of you until you can get in the space to do the same. And so I encourage everyone to watch Cleo TV on CTV being channel 111.
You're good.
Yeah,
You're good. I like that.
And just to get as much as you can gain on your journey of coming into your womanhood. So, yeah.
And that, I think, pretty much says it all. Channel 111, Cleo TV, right here in East Alabama. We're coming to your homes. Turn us on.
Hey.